flash drive at the end of the day. All of these handouts will be on it. Yes.
Yes, that one.
Oh, you have some too?
Yes.
Thank you. So in terms of learning objectives for today, we're going to look at how EC Connect, the provider, public-facing portal, and Sugar interact, and how in your role as a quality improvement navigator, you would be bouncing back and forth through the systems to support spending. We'll also touch briefly on quality improvement goals and how they're linked to spending. So as most of you probably are aware, through the quality initiatives and quality grants that we have through the Office of Early Childhood, we have a similar model or formula for the way that we hope to enhance quality across the system. Most of these quality grants come with dollars, coaching, and then some discretionary funds that councils can use for special projects or other activities. And then when you pair that with hard work and accountability, we hope to sort of raise that level of quality in our system for the early childhood, early learning programs that we support. So whether we're talking about Race to the Top, CPAC, or school readiness, or any of those other initiatives, they all have a very similar model. And today's focus is going to be on this QI dollars and the spending that's related to improving quality. So I first wanted to touch base about the quality improvement goals. Is everyone familiar with that piece? Heard about that part of the Colorado Shine system, building a quality improvement plan? So when a goal is written in a SMART format, and one of your handouts gives a little bit more detail about this. It's this one here. A goal is written in a SMART format. Is going to enable you to have a really clear roadmap for support for an early learning program to get them from their starting point to their end goal. So a SMART goal is something that's specific, so the goal is clear and detailed. It's also measurable, so it includes concrete criteria for measuring progress to know, your investment or the activity is having an impact. It's attainable, so we want to stretch and reach and push the programs that we're working with to improve their quality, but we don't want to have anything that's too extreme. We want them to feel successful. So sometimes it means you're chunking out a bigger goal into some smaller steps for them as well. And then a goal is also relevant, so that's where your R is. So it's meaningful to that early learning program. It's not your goal, it's a shared goal, and they have some buy-in to it. And then it's also timely. It needs a timeline for completion, and this helps to focus the efforts. For those of us who have been working in an early learning program at some point in our career, we know that there's a lot of day-to-day stuff that can trump and get prioritized over a focus on a quality improvement goal. So having something that's time-bound is going to keep us all accountable to making progress on it. So in that handout, there's a little bit more information. Feel free to use that, bring it back to your quality team, share it with the programs that you're working with. Included in there is a template for how to frame a goal in the SMART format. So that might be a good starting place too, just to practice in your role, as well as share with the programs that you work with. So when we talk about dollars, there's some things that we can do, and also that are not allowed, just based on the grant and certain requirements. So any QI activity or expenditure that will improve the quality of learning environments or provide professional development opportunities for staff, as approved by your Early Childhood Council, is allowable. So those are kind of the big categories of how we would spend money to improve quality. Often things such as licensing requirements, the ERS scales, the environmental rating scales, as well as the early childhood credential. Those types of things are going to guide a lot of how we're going to spend money to improve quality. So here is a screenshot of the Colorado Shines Quality Improvement Plan. Does everyone recognize this? Okay, good. So it's found when a provider logs in, they're on their home page, they would locate the QIP under the Quality Improvement tab, and then they'd have the option to build my QIP. And this is what the page looks like. And very handy, they provide a 5-step direction process here. So if you're providing TA to a program and developing a quality improvement plan, you can use this handy list to set it up through the criteria. The QIP is set up around the categories, those broad categories within Colorado Shines, those 5 standard areas, as well as going further down into the criteria. So going a little bit deeper than just the broad topic of the standard. So I'm not sure how well everyone can read this, so I'll read it out loud for all of you, but this is an example of a QIP goal that I wanted to share with you. It's a Denver provider, and I've scribbled out the name there. So this says, based on the safety audit, we will work towards maintaining our fence and making the repairs needed, and possibly replace the fence with vinyl fencing to prevent chipping and sanding and injury to children. So for a minute, I want you to look at your the SMART goal handout that I provided to you, and do a quick comparison on those criteria of S, M, A, R, and T, and see if you think this one meets it, or where you would improve it. Take a minute to do that. And then once you have your answer of yes or no, turn to a neighbor and just have a quick conversation about how you would improve this goal. If you were working with a program, how you would rewrite it. Yeah.